All right, we're back wine drinking people with Steve from Steakhole, and Steve stops in to see us on Friday. And, you know, he's awfully nice. He leaves the bottles for us, or for our brown bag, or our happy hour crowd, rather. They come in around 4 o'clock and scarf up the rest of them. As you can see, the Forman Cabernet completely empty here. He left us like this much, opened it for us, and that's one of the great wines of Napa Valley. It had been a little while since I tasted Forman's wines. Rick Forman was the mastermind behind Sterling Winery in the early days, and produced some of the Valley's, legendary wines in the 70s and 80s, and has worked for many great wineries along the way. And he started his own label, and these wines are really great. They're not your typical tutti frutti California wines. Several people that came in the store asked me after they tasted this '07 Cabernet, "How long have you had this open?" I mean, they had yesterday. It was so smooth and so forward, and '07 is a great vintage, so you can expect nothing but greatness from producers like Forman in a vintage like '07. And '08 wasn't bad either, and this Chardonnay Napa '08, really nice, kind of lime and peaches, apples, a hint of that toasty oak spice showing. Really nice and clean, focused bouquet there. And a good amount of ripe tropical fruit on the palate with nice, clean approach, nice freshness and link to the finish, and just the right amount of toasty oak spice. Excellent Napa Valley Chardonnay. Next up, the 2007 Napa Cab, which, $80 is not cheap for Cab, but for a great Cabernet, man, I would put this up against anything twice its price, and Forman will beat it out most of the time. A lovely black cherry and cassis and currant berry fruit on the nose, a hint of fresh plowed earth, some toasty oak spice, fairly complex bouquet with notes of cocoa in there as well. Really nice black cherry and currant berry fruit showing on the tongue, smooth and round, with the appearance of a wine that's been open and aired out for a while, even right immediately. Lovely balance and some lovely toasty oak spice and a long finish here. Most excellent Cabernet Sauvignon from Forman. All right, we had a new winery I'm not familiar with, La Giaretta from Verona, and you know how much I love the wines of Valpolicella, Amarone being one of my favorites. And this little Valpolicella, got a slight buttery nuance to the nose there. Red cherry fruit, some fresh flowers, hints of clay-like minerality. Really light and refreshing style of red. This would have been good a little chilled. And a nice touch of minerality shown on the finish. A good little wine for $10. Wow. Then Valpolicella Ripasso. And the Ripasso Valpolicella is where they take the juice and pass it over the must from the Amarone, and it gives it a little extra flavor, a little extra kick. And this wine had a really nice floral bouquet, hints of cocoa, fine herbs, cherry and plum-like fruit. Really nice and plummy on the tongue there. Definitely a little more concentrated than the entry-level Valpolicella. And a nice savory finish with some perfume and some of that distinct clay, earthy-like minerality to it. Really good stuff. The Amarone 2007. Well, 2007 looks like a very good vintage for Amarone. Really nice, ripe, forward plum, sun-dried black cherry fruits, brown spices, balsamico nuance, a note of that Play-Doh kind of clay minerality. Really nice stuff on the tongue as well. It's, sun-dried fruit and really rich and round tannins, notes of pepper, and that clay-like minerality showing through on the finish. An excellent bottle of Amarone for $36. It's hard to find Amarone that's this good at this price range. And then the real value, the Recioto, one of my favorite styles of dessert wine. These are usually very expensive. Dalforno and Quintarelli are, $150 to $300 a bottle. This one's $36. It is a 500 ml, so it's not a full bottle, but still a really fresh, exotic bouquet, cocoa, cherry liqueur, sweet tobacco spice, really sweet on the tongue, but at the same time has a lovely savoriness, a lovely amount of acidity to balance out that sweetness. All great wines finish dry, having some of that balsamic and cocoa notes coming through on the finish. An excellent bottle of Recioto. All right, next up we had Harley in the store with some new stuff from Martine's Wines and something new from Doug Finney.